And this executive order advances research and data collection to evaluate the impact of this reproductive health crisis that's having on maternal health and other health conditions and outcomes. This executive order builds on the first one I signed last month that created this task force in the first place. And that also will help safeguard access to healthcare, including the right to choose and contraception, promote safety and security of clinics, patients, and providers, protects patients' privacy and access to accurate information. Let me close with this. Beyond the actions you're taking, I know that along with Kamala, many of you have been traveling the country listening to women, healthcare providers, legal experts, state and local officials and legislators, and others, so that we are doing all we can in my administration to protect the rights of health and safety of the people of this country. You know, their perspectives are going to inform the work of this task force and the recommendations you make to me. I believe Roe got it right. It's been the law for close to 50 years. And I commit to the American people that we're doing everything in our power to safeguard access to health care, including the right to choose that women had under Roe v. Wade, which was ripped away by this extreme court. But ultimately, Congress must codify the protections of Roe as federal law. And if Congress fails to act, the people of this country need to elect senators and representatives who will restore Roe and will protect the right to privacy, freedom, and equality. I'll stop there and turn this over to the Vice President. There's so much more to say, but I'm anxious to hear from all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I sign this order now? I'm going to sign this executive order right now, okay? Okay, folks, we got a lot of work to do, but Madam Vice President, I'm sure you can get it done, sitting there with all those folks. Thank you. I wish I were with you in person, quite frankly, but I'm getting there. You're on mute, I can't hear you.
We feel your presence, Mr. President.
Well, I wish I were. Thank you.
Well, President Joe Biden has set the tone for our administration from the very beginning. From the time that an opinion was leaked to the time the Dobbs decision came down. And our president has been a leader in saying that the women of America should be protected. Their right to make decisions about their own bodies should be a matter that we all defend, understanding that the government should not be in the business of making those decisions for the women of America. Our administration has been very clear, as is clear by the leaders who are at this table, that we trust the judgment of the women of America to make decisions based on what they know is in their best interest. We trust the women of America to make those decisions if she chooses in consultation with her faith leader, with her physician, with her loved one. But we understand fully the government should not be making that decision for her. And it is with that spirit that the President has convened this task force of these leaders to ensure that we have a whole-of-government approach to our work, understanding that every day in America, especially with these extremist so-called leaders in states passing these laws, some of which will criminalize healthcare providers and punish women, that we do everything in our power, in our ability, based on our role to ensure that we protect the women of America around some of the most intimate decisions that any human being can make. So it is with that spirit and purpose that we convene and we meet. We will be engaged in an in-depth discussion about the role of the various agencies and the cabinet members and their roles of leadership around this important issue. As the President said, the people of Kansas spoke yesterday, and they spoke loud and clear. They said this is not a partisan issue. The women of America should not be the subject of partisan debate or perspective. The people of Kansas spoke and said this is a matter of defense of basic principles of liberty and freedom in America. And they spoke loudly in saying that they trust women to make decisions about their own lives and their bodies. And they said government should not be mandating those decisions for the women of America. So today we are prepared to do the work that is necessary. We will discuss what we have done so far as an administration, and we will discuss what we are prepared to do going forward. I have been traveling the country in recent weeks, talking with, in particular, community-based leaders, healthcare providers, state legislatures and legislators. I've convened faith-based leaders. We have convened disability rights activists, people from various sectors of our country to talk about this issue. And I will tell you, people are scared. When they look at these laws that are being passed, and they understand what it means for themselves or someone they love, they are concerned, they are confused. When you look at a map, which I have here somewhere, in terms of what this means in our country, and I don't have the map at the moment. My staff will tell me where that map is at the moment. But what we know is that there is a need for clarity around the rights of individuals and states in this moment. And so General Merrick Garland will talk about what the Department of Justice is prepared to do. We know that there are concerns about the kind of support that is available in terms of federal resources to the various states that are protecting the rights of women, and what our administration can do to support that. We will be discussing what we need to do to address the profound misinformation and disinformation that is out there and can only thrive in an environment where there is confusion about what is the right approach and what is the law. So these are some of the topics that we will be discussing. But again, all convened with an understanding and an appreciation for the fact that this, as the President has said, represents a healthcare crisis in America, where women every day in our country, whoever they voted for in any election, understand what is at stake for themselves, their family, and their future. And so with that, I thank all of the leaders who are here. I look forward to our discussion, and because I promised that I have a map, I'm going to now show you that map. And you don't need to necessarily be able to read the words on the map, but you can see the color coding to understand this map represents our current assessment of the various laws that exist right now in these United States of America. Different approaches in different states to this issue, which some might argue has been by design to intentionally confuse people about their rights, but what in fact it has done without any question is made clear that the President's leadership, the leadership of the President's cabinet, and all of us at this table is critically necessary at this moment.